Hi everyone, happy Sunday and welcome to today's edition of Gist with Princess. My name is Princess. I'm a customer support worker and an admission representative who works remotely. In case this is your first time of seeing my face, thank you so much for joining in and I hope you stay around for a while on my page Finding Clarity because on my wall I talk about remote opportunities, admission opportunities, and generally about living profitably. Today we are going to be talking about scholarships, especially in the US. So if you're looking at going for a postgraduate program, but funds seems to be a challenge, then you might have to join today's event. Okay? So once again, you're welcome and thank you so much for joining in. So before my guest comes, I'd like to talk about, like we normally do, a very short topic today. Okay, please just hold on. I'm trying to get my guest. Okay. So before my guest comes, like we normally do, let me talk a little bit about progressing with technology. Recently on my page, I talked about progressing with technology. A lot of the time, we tend to fall out of jobs, not because we are not competent enough. We are actually very competent, but somehow, we couldn't meet up with technology. We couldn't meet up with progressiveness of technology, and this seems to get us out of the way, and then it becomes an issue. So how do you progress with technology? What are those things you can do that would keep you, in place, that would keep you up to date with technology in your field? What field are you in? What do you think you could do differently and you find your bearings? These are some of the questions you need to ask yourself, okay, in being relevant as work progresses. Now, for example, in my own space, in the customer support space, I can't overemphasize it, is actually huge, okay? Owing to the fact that I have experiences in call support, customer management, admission rep, and a whole lot, it has broadened my knowledge of the things I know. But at the same time, technology is threatening our place. Take, for example, the WhatsApp automated message that you get. Okay, a whole lot of people now are no longer needing virtual assistants to help them monitor their WhatsApp messages. They just use the automated message and it does the work for them. So how do we remain relevant in this field? How do we remain relevant in this field? I gave some explanations why we started on my wall earlier this last week, yesterday, and I said, progress with technology. I used my field as an example. There are organizations currently, because no matter how much you want to argue it, customer support still needs a touch of human feelings, a touch of human response. So how do you tackle this? How do you work with human response to see to it that you're still in line with technology? And this is what brings me to a particular solution I mentioned. I said there are organizations that have noticed that yes, automations can work, automations can be involved, automations can save costs. However, you still need human feelings. So what have they been doing to that effect? They have ended up recruiting people, to work simultaneously with these automations. So this is why you see things like when you send a command, when you're calling an agency or something, you hear things like, hold on to get connected to the call center agent. They have noticed that the command you're sending, the things you're working with, the automation cannot pick it directly. I know with time this will improve, but to remain relevant in your job, to remain relevant in your field, these are some of the things you can do now. These are some of the things you can do now to remain relevant. Okay? So in your own field, what are you doing to remain relevant? How are you going about it to remain relevant in your field? These are some of the questions you need to ask yourself. Okay? And how do you go about that? Alright. So for customer support, this is what you can do to remain relevant. In other fields, have you asked yourself what you can do to remain relevant? Have you asked yourself that question? Have you thought about what you can do to still remain to still remain in vogue, so that this layoff season will not affect you? This recession thing will not affect you. Okay? These are some of the things you need to ask yourself. These are some of the questions you need to answer. And I believe you'll be fine, right? You'll be okay if you're able to get updated with what is happening in your field. I may not know so much about other fields, and that is why I used my own sector as an example. Okay, please, if you're live, please can you come on? I'm trying to, I don't know. I can't seem to find him. I don't know why. Sorry, but please, if you're around, just send me a request, please. I've been trying to reach him, but I don't know. So that this doesn't take, we're going to be as snappy as possible. Okay. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining. And what have you been able to get from everything we have been doing so far? In our editions before now, we have talked about starting up businesses without capital. We have talked about starting business without capital, how you can go about this, and all that. How have you been able to use this? Has this worked for you? Hi, Uche, thank you so much for joining. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone for joining. Please, I have sent a request to you. I don't know why. I don't know what seems to be the issue. Please send me a request. I don't know what seems to be the issue. Okay, so if this is your first time of joining us, you're welcome. Thank you. Okay, I think I have seen Uyi now. Great. Yay! Yes. Let's come alive. Come. Okay. Thank you so much. Hello. Hey. Feels good to see your face. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
I don't know what happened. I couldn't find you. I don't know, despite the fact that we are already friends, but I don't know what happened. I just couldn't find your
Right.
face. Good to see your face, honestly. Thank you so much for making out time to join us. It means a lot.
me despite the decision. So let's just go right into it so that we don't stress you. Guy, this guy is, let me not blow his trumpet. Let him take his time to shatter his table. Okay, so please introduce yourself.
Where do I start from now?
Okay, what did I tell you people? He's embodiment of everything you can think of. Can you imagine somebody wants to introduce himself and you say, where do I start from? You understand? You can imagine. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let me just do the academic and the other part,
Okay.
So, okay, my name is Uyi. My full name is Uyi, so but I also go by Uyi for short. So you can also call me Mr. Fresh because I'm obviously very fresh. So I'm a graduate assistant and a doctoral student here at the University of Georgia, United States of America. Me and Biden, we are like, a baby, but side now. Yeah. So yeah. I also have a company that that helps people get scholarships, get admission, and kind of stuff. Yeah. So that's about me.
Is that all we need to know about you?
Well, if you dig deeper with the questions, and I will know how to say more, right?
Okay, so my second question is, as a graduate, because I know you, okay, you already said that you're a graduate assistant. So as a graduate assistant, what has teaching in the US exposed you to? Because coming from Nigeria, I can't imagine our educational system in Nigeria. I don't want to say, let's just say it's not the same, okay? I don't know if it's less, definitely it will be lesser than the US. So what has it exposed you to?
Wow, that's a very beautiful question. I think I'm in a very good place to answer that question because I. Taught in Nigeria before.
Oh, wow.
So I have experience
Wow.
in both in the public sector and in the private sector in Nigeria. So I have that. Yeah, I taught mathematics in Nigeria. I've taught it through all grade levels in Nigeria. So I'm very okay with that. So by all grade levels, I mean I've taught in primary school, secondary school. I've really taught in university. Helped to teach. Yeah. So here in the United States, it's very different. Very different. Like teaching in the United States is exposing to a lot of like, wow, like, whoa, so that's why, okay. So in Nigeria, we're used to the lecture method, whereby, a professor or a teacher just come to class and say, today's mathematics, so that we're doing simultaneous equation. Yeah, look at your notes. Start blasting it with, right? Yeah, it's more teacher focused, more teacher based, more teacher led in Nigeria. But here in the US, you are not allowed to do that. It's more student focused. And the chairs, the sitting arrangements in Nigeria is just everybody is sitting facing teacher. But here in the United States, everybody is sitting facing each other. So you have groups of 3 or groups of 2 or groups of 4. So each student sits facing each other while the teacher is just there to facilitate the discussion, the conversation, whatever you're doing. So if it's a math class, for example, and you're talking about quadratic equations or simultaneous equations, you can't just go and just start blasting off about simultaneous equations or whatever. You have to now be a real teacher by finding out conceptual things in society that you can link your topic to, and start with that conceptual thing in society first, and then gradually ease students into the math of it. So, for example, something I really that I did in my own classroom here was we're talking about simultaneous equation, for instance, and I was trying to teach the students, and I was like, whoa, okay, so see, there's a yacht. A yacht, like, okay, I think Nigerians know yachts, right? Boats countries.
Okay, what is teacher? Go
I mean, I was
ahead.
talking boats, but it's a yacht. Everybody knows yacht. Yeah, everybody knows that because I've watched the course video and play square video, so they have those yachts.
I don't know yet. I don't know what yet is.
So I was like, okay, let's say yacht. Let's say Isabel has a yacht. Isabel's on a yacht and she's going at X amount of speed. And let's say Frank has another yacht going at Y amount of speed. How long will it take both yachts to get to the shore? And first of all, you don't bring anything like, oh, X plus Y equals to Z. No, 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 no.
Are you
Just talk about it
serious?
normal. Just about it normal.
Sorry, if I get it correctly, these people you're teaching are actually in the university, right?
Yes.
And you have to come this low.
Yeah. I'm teaching third year students. Like I'm teaching what they call them? Call them juniors here in the US. So it's like 300 level students in Nigeria. So you have to come down and start from
Okay,
the grassroots.
so
Grass
what would
politics.
if you're teaching nursery or primary school?
Oh my God. I went,
Is
you know, I
it?
was so curious. I've gone to the secondary school and the elementary school here in America, and I was like, wow. If I was taught this way, or more, I will not, my brain will be higher than this. Like, I will be sparking. Because,
Oh my.
yeah,
Like
because
you.
here, they come down and then they shoot. So when you know the foundation already, then it's easy for them to, okay, you know what? You already know how to do this. So let's build from there. But Nigeria, no, it's just, you already know this now, A plus B is C now. Yeah, now let's go, before you know you're finished semester. You're like, what did I even learn?
I think this was one thing that made me hate mathematics. Like till tomorrow,
Mhm.
don't bring me close to mathematics, don't bring me close to physics, don't bring me close to chemistry. I think this was really why I always say it, I'm not a book person. Okay. I try as much as I can to avoid book. And I think with this thing you've explained, this is why I had this challenge. So I guess if I was born and brought up there,
Oh,
I wouldn't have had this challenge. So
yeah, yeah,
wow.
yeah. But also, people here also, I don't know, Sha, the balance is, I don't know, because we already have experience of the other side. So say, this one is very simple now. But people here, you still find people saying that, oh, I hate math, I hate physics, I hate all these things. I want to be a YouTuber, I want to just enjoy my life, you know. But I'm like, this is like, you understand? This is like, for example, I was in a 300 level, I was, no, not really, this was a master's class, physics. My friend is a TA for physics class. I was like, let me just go and learn one of those things. And they were teaching simple harmonic motion, but it's called something else here. That's what it was talking about. I was like, oh my God, if you teach this to any Nigerian person, there is no way they will not get first class. So
Wow.
sweet. I was like, ha! That's it. Every day I keep shouting, hi! Like every day I keep shouting, wow. Every day I keep saying, wow. Like, come on. Yeah. Yeah. So that
Well, God will help Nigeria. Honestly,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't
We're
know.
like
I don't know.
we are like we've not started the race yet. I think that's what I would say. I always tell people like Nigeria has not started education yet. We're just doing something there for now. We've not really started education yet. When we start, we'll know where I've started.
Okay, so what are the challenges you have faced combining schooling, lecturing, and then your business? I can imagine what I'm going through. So,
God, I can talk for this for like 2 hours. If 2 hours was like 2 hours, 2 weeks. What? Like it's huh. We calm down. Talk. The thing is, you know, let me just say this first of all. In Nigeria, for example, you can be a civil servant, be a civil servant in Nigeria, and you close by 4, and by 3 o'clock you stop accepting visitor or whatever. When people comes, no, 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 we're getting close. No, don't come tomorrow. Come next week. You cannot.
you can't
Can
do
never,
it here. You
can never
can't.
happen.
You can't. Yeah.
Clock. When even if somebody comes 3:59 p.m., that person must be attended to.
Is that 30 minutes that's always the annoying part? The 5 minutes is actually the most annoying part. Like, so, 2 minutes, 2 minutes to get this, like, still tired. And then the person is coming to approach you. What? Like,
Yeah. So just imagine, and here it's real work. They calculate your hours based on everything they think you're going to do. So for instance, I teach just one class, and I'm assisting my professor to do another class. So from the calculations, it's okay. These classes will take me about 20 hours to prepare for and teach, including the 3 hours to teach the class. So, and it's true. if you do not use the hours to prepare for the class, it will show your class that you didn't do any preparation.
Wow.
And here in the United States, people, the president of the school is not far. What's called VC, it's not far. Just one email away. Dear, our president is Jeremiah. Dear Jerry, our professor for this class is not teaching us well. Bam, it's gone. And before you know it, the next, I can bet you that if it's too long, maybe 40 minutes, they will send you an email that you come for a panel to come and explain why you are, the word is why you are short-changing the students from what they are paying for. So it's very hands-on. You don't have any excuse. So for me, it's been, I don't have work-life balance right now. I don't have anything balance, but balance has been thrown out the window. You know, I always joke like that my life right now is in the hand of God and UGA. My life is on me again.
Oh,
So because,
hey.
yeah. So how do I combine work, lecturing, business? I just combine it. I don't know how I combine it. I just combine it. Honestly, I just, like today is Sunday. I have to do my slides, my class on Monday. I know how to do my slides. That one is a must. It's a must. So I have to do my slides. I have to think of tasks to give the student to work on. I have to do all those things. And then I have to do my own, as a doctoral student, I have my own class I'm taking as a student. I have to also do assignments for those classes, prepare for those classes, you know? And then I'm also doing TA for another professor, so I have to prepare for that class as well. And then my business, I have clients on my neck. They're holding me, I want admission, I want this one, I want visa, I want this. You even know. So I'm like, okay, today is Sunday too. Okay, after doing all the things I have to do for school and everything, I'm like, okay, now, where are we? Okay, this person has this person, okay, let's finish it. This person's admission, you know. So it's just there's no balance. The balance is get one done, get the next one done, and if you have time to sleep for the next 4 hours or 3 hours, just close your eyes and sleep.
That's sleep. Do you know at times you don't even get 2 hours good sleep?
Like last night, so Saturday till now. This is Sunday morning by 10:22 a.m. Saturday till now, I've only slept like maybe 2 hours and some minutes. Yeah.
It just
So
feels like everything you have to do, they go to bed with you and they're hanging around your head.
exactly.
This is how I feel. I don't know how
Yeah,
I feel.
that's it. Exactly.
It
And
feels like they're hanging around your head.
yeah,
And then
yeah. And the thing is, once Monday comes, new things are coming on top of this.
exactly. Like you just see new targets you have to meet, new things you have to get done, new challenges from nowhere will just be springing up here and there. And you'll be thinking, and anyone you carry over from the previous week to the next, like you're done. Just know that that week you're like,
No.
God will help us. God will help us. Honestly, God will help us.
Yeah.
Okay, so what inspired you to start your business even while you were in Nigeria before you left Nigeria?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, you know, I think I got to that point like I was saying, like, okay, first of all, many people don't know my background, so I work with the Ministry of Science and Technology in Nigeria. And
Okay.
so in my ministry, we didn't even have a functioning photocopy machine. Like, you had to go and pay to photocopy outside of the ministry. I was like, but we are the Ministry of Technology, we should have. Right?
Don't say that. Nigeria is where, how do I explain it? Power is using generator, so don't bother. Leave the name for the name.
Yeah, so there was a recurring decimal. Like whenever I try to bring ideas, try to talk about what we can do to make the ministry better. My superiors, I don't know name names now, but they know themselves. Whenever I bring those ideas, they'll be like, wait for your time. You're still a young boy, you're still a small boy. I'm like, So because I'm young, I cannot offer ideas again. We cannot. Okay, no wala. No wala. So I'll just have a place whereby I'll just going to work in the morning, leaving work in the evening. Like I wasn't seeing myself as making any impact, and I'm not like that. I mean, you know me already. We're close, so we always want to like have impact. Like, what can I do to change the status quo? How can I make life better for people? And I wasn't able to achieve that where I was working. So the only way I could see myself as making an impact was, okay, you know what? Helping people achieve their own dreams and having them live in a place that whereby they will have access to basic amenities, like power supply, for instance. So, like on this video now, we cannot be scared of, oh, this life will go off anytime soon. You know, I'm not scared of internet. Like, oh, network, like, is it 2G, 3G? You know,
Nigeria, stuff are big. I don't have the one TikTok. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know.
like,
I don't know.
like we just like even grocery shopping is just like a normal thing here. Nobody begs you for rent 2K. Like, man, I went this last week. Can you help me? I'm like, it's not here. Like, I don't see it here. So I'm like, so the only way I feel like I could help more people was to have a structured system that will be able to move them from point A to point B. So whether you want to go through education, academics, you want to get admission for your master's program, for your PhD program, you know. And I think the reason why that's very important is because most people think they know what they want to do, but the thing is, they are only sure of the goal. The goal is I want to be in a sane environment where I will not be dragging naira, I will not be buying my own currency, I will not be queuing for fuel for. Like, I've never queued for fuel in the United States. I've never queued for fuel in the United States. I don't know what queue means. You understand? So that kind of thing is and it's very dangerous too, because when you only know about your end goal, you can, because of your desire, your unguided desire, you can just like go through the wrong means and you'll not be able to enter your goal. So my company is there to give you the picture to say, okay, see, because of what you desire to do, it could be best for Norway, it could be best for Sweden, it could be best for Australia. It must not really be United States or Canada or the UK. You know, so I think these are the things that people need to learn about. You know, it's not just about I want to live, but live to where? Where is the perfect place for you? You know, you don't have to follow your friends to UK. You may just be, you know, the kind of fish that like is to stay in fresh water, and your friends like salt water. If you follow them to salt water, you will drown, die. So you have to know all this, and that's what my company does. Help people, you know, understand this situation and everything. Yeah.
Okay, so what was applying for scholarship like for you? What was the journey like? Because honestly, when I hear people say I got a scholarship before I even joined our boss D1, the group, it used to sound very vague to me. Like, is it possible? Stuff like that. So for you, what was the journey like?
You know, that's a very good question. It was unreal, honestly. It was until I was already in the US. I was like, okay, this is really true. I'm already in the US. So like,
are you serious?
Honestly, no jokes. So in I was still working in the ministry in Nigeria in 2020. You know, and the COVID came. We're just enjoying free salary. Don't tell anybody. You know, free salary. You know, just chilling, praying for people that they were sick to get well, right? But there was no work. You know, I just found myself just doing nothing. We were home. I was just watching movies. So I found myself. So in I think March 2020. So I got to a friend of mine that got a scholarship to France for her master's degree in chemistry. Told me about Samuel. You know Samuel, right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh wow, okay. So I was like, this is good though. I have a good result. Let me try. She was like, okay, sure. So she didn't know me Samuel. Someone was like, yeah, you know, we have a group for people that work. You know, but I'm useless. I want to just help you just to manage the group. I don't have something. It's okay, no problem. So I joined the group in late March 2020. And I was like, you know, look at the group. People were just sending CVs in the group, like, is this CV good? I mean, I don't know anything about admission CV, but I know about normal CV. I'm like, okay, this CV, you have your date of birth there. I don't think they need date of birth in America. So that's how I was like, you know, I was like, you know, helping people.
What CV? Like, Nigerians still have a very long way to go. What is your date of birth doing on your CV? What is your state of origin, your local government? your religious status.
Yes.
Like,
Like,
I'm telling you, who
how does
cares?
that affect your job, what you're doing in the job? It's not about skills, but well, like you said, Nigeria has a long way to go. So yeah, so that
Okay.
was yeah. So 2020, I was just like helping people, just but I was still living. I was a very comfortable person in Nigeria. Like most people that watch today, that they may be in my place. I was not really eager to run away because I had 20K to pay for sub every month. I was paying one of those big brands in Nigeria, the one that's yellow. I was paying 20K for sub every month. So my sub was very okay, standard. I had food to eat. I was just okay. I was like, when you are poor, but you're not really poor, that kind of feeling. So, so I was just there. I was like, so something I was just like helping people. Before I remember by August of 2020, I had helped over 900 people get scholarship. I was like,
In that group.
in that group, I was like, people were all sending me, thank you, thank you, this, we. I was like, so is it that me now, my own life, I cannot be better? I was like, no, 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 no. I have to change something. That's why I went to go and get my passport done. I still from that day. I struggled. I suffered in my own country, Nigeria. No problem.
No,
Finally got my
passport is another story.
exactly.
No, it's another story. Let's not get
Yeah. So
leave Nigeria with passport.
ah, paid a lot of money to get passports. I even had to leave where I was to go to Abuja to get the passport because other people were very slow. I was like, what, I'm not doing it again. So got my passport, transcript again from Uniben.
Leave them. Leave all those
Yeah.
ones.
So
If I tell you what I went through to get my transcript,
everybody has to.
like,
Everybody
I'm telling you, like, it was crazy.
paid a lot
It
of
was
money.
crazy.
Like, and that's what I'm very happy for in the United States. Just to branch off a bit is that we don't have those here. There's something like if my friend that graduated that in December, as she finished school, the following wasn't the date of her convocation, her certificate, her transcript was inside
Exactly. Everything
the
it's
Ivakpa.
sent to you. They are giving it to you.
I'm like, hey, so not juju, you
Forget
know.
it. I don't know.
And letter of reference too here in America is very easy. Just tell your professor, I want to apply for this. Yeah, sure, good. In Nigeria, you will need that. You will wash car, you will wash plates, you can even go and lick.
I was buying yam. I was buying Onisha yam. I'm telling you, like, I was buying yam to get recommendation letters. I was buying yam. I will buy yam that period. I will travel. You just, you know how far. It just got to a point. I'm not kidding. I'm not.
So that was it. 2020 just was also for the year for me to prepare my stuff, all those things we're talking about right now. And so in 2021, I started applying. So I applied to about 6 universities in the United States only. I didn't go another place. Because now UK will give admission, not give you money. My dad have money to go and pay tuition. so, so 6 schools. And the funny thing was that in 2021 now, January, I can't forget that day, January 4th, Stanford University sent me a love letter. Hey, after the chicken I was eating for New Year
Wait,
was still my mom.
hold on. Viewers, when you hear us say love letter, it means rejection letter. He's using
Yeah.
the term we normally use in our
Oh,
group. That's what we call it. Anything bad news, right? When it has to do with not getting employed, not getting that recommendation letter, not getting that admission, we call it love letter in the group. So continue. So they will
yeah.
understand.
January 1st, because they might take a 2-week break for Christmas and New Year break in the United States. So I think they left December 22nd, they came back January 4th or 3rd, can't remember. But January 4th, I started to just check my emails. Stanford, thank God. putting it
I know a love letter.
like, oh yeah, da, 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 da. Thank you for your application. But we got, I was like, oh, God, no. I'm laughing now, but that day was, ah, God, I didn't check it again. I was like, ah, God, my life. I started with letter of application, and then before you know it, Florida gave me, that's FSU, gave me admission with a lot of money. UJ came, gave me a lot of money. Purdue came, admission with a lot of money. Alabama came, admission with a lot of money. So I had to just, the process of choosing the school was another story for another day. Yeah, so I finally chose University of Georgia, and here I am. Go Dogs!
Congratulations. So, what were the documents you put together to have this successful scholarship?
Right. So, before I started the scholarship journey, like we talked about getting passports. When I say passport, I know Nigerians call it international passport, but it's actually called a passport. So a passport, transcript from my school, then my SOP, statement of purpose. I got it, I wrote it again. I wrote my SOP. The person that wrote my SOP, I've never done anything in his life. I wrote my SOP for almost 6 months to 1 year. I wrote the SOP, wrote it again. Look at it, okay, this makes sense. Edit it again. I was just fine-tuning it up through. So that's one of the things that my committee was talking about. Like, the recipe was really original and spoke about you and as well. So yeah, because the school already has your transcript. They can already see your grades. They can already see your grades. They can already see your CV. I also did my CV. They can already know. They want to. So the SOP is like, how are you going to connect the story between your transcript and your CV? That's people don't know that.
Your CV, exactly.
Yeah. So the SOP is not copying. Or some people be like, oh, I worked in. No, your SOP is not a place for that. SOP just tell us the story. Link your transcript with your CV. Make it make sense to them. You understand? And that's what I did. I was like, whoa. So it makes a lot of sense to them. And then I got my professors to write letters of recommendation for me. So each prof wrote 6. Getting that 6 alone was
like professor, referee gave you 6.
Yes, per school. So one for each school. So and that was why it was somehow less stressful, because I already had the list of schools I wanted to apply to first, and went to them instantly and say, see, these are the 6 schools I'm applied to. So I won't stress you a bit. So just write this LOR. LOR is short for letter of recommendation. So LOR for the 6 schools. So I'll just submit it, all of them once, and it just be done. So I was able to, convince them like that, with some other side there,
Okay. Sorry, I'm going to cut you short. How did you deal with, at times the schools in the US will send a message to them, okay? Unlike schools in the UK and schools in some part of Europe that you just upload the A4 written recommendation. How did you deal with the constant email they sent to them and then all that?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Like I said already, I had the 6 schools out. So I did not press send on any application yet. Just left the 6 open. So I met them first before submitting the application. Because when you submit the application, that's when the school will email them automatically that they should upload it. So I waited to have all my 6 SOP first, uploaded my own part of the document first, then waited for paying application fee so that they will not send anything yet. So I met my professors, told them about the thing, the idea, they loved it. So I said, okay, fine. So I'll come back so and so day, so that we just upload all of them once. So I met all my professors on different days to upload their 6. So, most of these professors are very busy. So I just made it easier for them. Because if I go for one, come again for another one, they'll be like, I'm tired of you already, kind of thing. So I just wanted
Yeah, I think this makes more sense because that was part of the issue I had.
to.
I wasn't able to calculate how many schools I was going for and maybe target them. I think this is actually a general problem most of us have when we're trying to get into grad school. We don't sit down maybe because you're a mathematician, right? You're able to calculate all these things because people like us. And if I had calculated this thing, I would have used that 1 year my bought to settle the whole issue once and for all, other than buying yam, 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 yam.
Well, you have to still buy yam, but it just means that you just buy one, you know? That's it.
That's what I'm
Buy
saying.
one.
I would have just bought the yam one, right?
Uh-huh.
Other than buying yam and then with the risk of being on the road all the
Oh,
time to
yeah.
go there. It was
That's
crazy. So at a point I just got fed up.
I
I couldn't
understand.
deal with it anymore.
I
I
understand. Yeah.
did my own way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Look at you. You've grown. Enjoying life.
Okay. So is there any other thing you want to say to us before I ask you your final advice for youth for part-time?
I think that would just be, I'll just say everything in that final stuff that just be, I don't have to eat all the time.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you have the floor. Your final words. Who are you giving love eye? Serious.
Okay, thank you so much for this. Opportunity to speak is very important. Like people learn about these things. So my final word to be: people should be calculative. People should plan these things. Yes. There are opportunities abroad and everything like that, but you have to plan. It's like a lot of people going abroad is like leaving your hometown in Benin or Lagos and moving to Abuja. You don't have anybody there, and even if you have anybody there, everybody's on their own. So you have to plan. How do I get my accommodation? Don't leave Nigeria and with the belief. I know Nigeria has this religious thing. I don't know, but I'm not saying it. But that's another day. Don't leave Nigeria with the belief that when I get there, I'll figure it out. No, please figure it out before you leave Nigeria. Get your accommodation. Very important. We saw what happened in the UK. People were sleeping in libraries. People were deported. So many things happen, right? So please get your accommodation. So you have to start early. Start early. Get admission. Get accommodation early. You have to also start save for accommodation because even if you get scholarship, you don't get accommodation. So you have to get accommodation. Save for your accommodation. Save money for accommodation. Save money for the first 1 month you be in the United States, so that you will not have all this stress. Because this stress here, it's not naira note stress, but it's mental stress. You have
Yeah.
to. You are coming in first day, first week of class. You are already an RA. You're already a TA. You're already given responsibilities that they expect you to know how to do. And if you are worried about what to eat, what to wear, you will be confused, and that
You
may
break
lead.
down.
Yeah, and that may lead to somebody in my program, somebody from it's an Indian person got this challenge, and it was let go by the department. It was fired, and his visa was cancelled. So he's back in India right now. So these are the things that you have to look at. How much do I need for rent for 1 month? How much do I need for feeding for 1 month? How many clothes do I need to get? Food stuff. For Nigeria, get food stuff, please. Get food stuff. You will have one bag of food stuff, please. Because this food here.
It doesn't bother.
Yeah. No offense to Americans, but they are used to it already. But we as Africans, we're not used to this kind of food. I'm telling you for free. So if you are used to a bar like me, a panadem like me, please get your bono, get your egusi, get your leaf. If you're able, get all those things. Put in your bag. Be ready so that when you come, even if they're telling you to write paper, write this one, you'll be okay. I'll write the paper, don't worry. But you still be having your soup to eat. You're very okay. You understand? So I think these are the very major issues that I've seen that have caused challenges. That's transitioning. And I know white people, once they label you, it's very hard to unlabel. So if they label you hardworking, you're good. Even if you become lazy, they'll say, maybe maybe something happened. But if they label you lazy, it's very difficult to change them to label you hardworking. So come start on a strong note. Right now, I can chill and do video call. Last year, I couldn't do any video call. I couldn't do any live broadcast because was trying to get that label of hardworking and serious. So now they know me as who is hardworking and serious. So I can, once in a while, chill. So if I was able to do that because I had food. In fact, my last was soup finished just this week. So imagine that. So I came prepared. So please, Nigerians, other Africans, come prepared. Get yourself in order so that as you are dealing with, white people, this, that, so you'll be able to have at least food to eat, have clothes to wear, and be calm, That's what I'm saying.
All right, thank you very much. You've done justice to today's event, and I just want to say thank you. And I want to say, may the US favor you on every side. I wish I can fall in love with the US the way people fall in love with the US, but
don't worry, don't come. Because my skin's already shy. My skin's already glowing. Don't worry. Don't stay where you are. Don't come and share it with me. I don't want to come and share it.
Fine. Okay, we are fine. In fact, the next place I even want to go now, don't worry, we'll discuss it in, but you people should stay in your US, you should stay in your Canada. We like all those vague places that people don't talk about. Australia, New Zealand, Estonia, Luxembourg, all those areas, where people hardly talk about. Not like you people. The only difference between people are those in Nigeria when have to do with this security. It's just that there's constant line of water. That's the only difference.
Yeah. Go. I'm waiting for come and visit you. Don't worry. As long as feed me or soup, fine.
So thank you so much, Lee. Thank you. We can't thank you enough. I want to say, may the US favor you. May you be safe. May you be accomplished. May every reason for which you left Nigeria come to pass. May you not regret leaving Nigeria. May you not regret leaving Nigeria.
Hey. Hey, amen. Oh, amen. Hey, man.
Wait.
Thank you so much.
You know me too well. Do fast and give us wedding card. I don't tell me your passport. Don't tell me that. What is it? What? No, excuse me. What again are you looking for? What is it again you're looking for?
I want to say
the only grace that will give you is just for this year, so that maybe you balance a little bit.
Okay.
Is it from next year? I don't even mind coming to the US myself. Now. I don't mind coming to the US. So you have when are we going? We are living now. You know how I used to give you pepper. So if you don't want my wahala, just do all you can and come and marry my sister. Let me make it official. But don't tell me all those white people that you want to come marry because you're looking for blue, yellow, purple passport. I'm not interested in whatever passport you want. You that like one or super gifts. Those super parents. So if I continue this call with you, I won't do any other thing. That's good. Guys, like people understand, but myself and we had a relationship before now, so this thing we are doing just because we want to bring some level of value to the page. So if you're interested in scholarship and you want someone to hold you by the hand, you want somebody to hold you by the hand, please me too. If services are not free, his time is time consuming. So his services are not free, so you can reach out to him if you feel you need someone to hold you by the hand and walk you through scholarship issues. Please reach out to him. He's a good guy. He knows his onions. He knows what he does. So really, I recommend him for that job. Okay, guys, we have to let you go now. So from all of us to you, we say thank you and ciao.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
All right. Okay, guys. Um, this is me saying thank you to everyone who joined me today. Thank you so much. Next Sunday will be another time, and please make our time to come around. I'm most grateful to everyone who has joined. Thank you so much for reaching out. We have started taking in orders for the CV revamp class. So if you want your CV to be worked on, if you want to learn how to write your own good CV, please reach out to me and join the class. Okay? And if there is any other thing you would like to discuss with me, maybe you feel some things are not clear with your admission processing, your career, and you don't know how to go about it, I'm right here. So send me a DM and we'll be fine. Okay, so till then, this is me saying thank you once more for joining us today and see you all next Sunday. Bye-bye.